Hey guys! After a few weeks of reviewing travel packs, I figured I'd switch back to day pack for a few weeks. And a few videos back, if you'll remember, I actually reviewed the GORUCK GR2. And I absolutely love that bag. I thought it was fantastic, and it's currently my go-to bag for one bag travel. However, it's a little bit bigger than what I would typically need for just my daily use, just carrying around my stuff to the office or around the city. So I wanted to explore some of GORUCK's other alternatives to see how they would work for a day bag. So I decided to take a look at the GORUCK GR1, the 21 liter version, and the GORUCK Echo. Based on the reviews and a lot of the videos that I'd seen on the two bags, they both offered a lot of the same great features that I really liked about the GR2, such as the quality, the really good laptop compartment, the minimalistic design, and then also the customization options offered by the Molle webbing. And so I was really excited to take a look at both of these. One thing that was a little bit tricky to gauge from just looking at pictures on the website was just kind of how the bag would look on me while I was wearing it. On their site, GORUCK says that the maximum height that they recommend for the Echo is about 5'10". I'm about 5'11", and so I was worried that the Echo would be a little bit small for me. And then I was also worried that it wouldn't hold everything that I needed to. And then the other bag that I ordered is the GR1, the 21 liter version. So this was formerly known as the GR0, and it's now just the smaller version of the GR1. The reason I didn't order the bigger version of the GR1 was because it's about as tall as the GR2 that I currently have. So I already think that bag is a little bit too tall for me for a regular day use. So I just wanted to go ahead and order the GR1. I wanted to order the smaller version of the GR1 because I figured that would probably be better for my height. On the GORUCK site, they actually recommend getting the smaller version of the GR1 if you're under 6 feet. So at 5'11", that seems to fit me very well. But I hadn't really seen any videos comparing these two. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of a size difference. But beyond that, there's a few other differences that I wanted to cover here and just kind of compare the two as far as how much they could hold. And I have to say, they're both really awesome bags, and I was actually surprised how much the smaller Echo bag could actually hold. But I figured I'd just do a quick comparison video and just kind of share my thoughts on each one of the bags. And so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the features of the GORUCK Echo and the GR1 21 liter. You know, as I said earlier, the biggest thing that was tough for me to decide from online, and the reason I wanted to try them both, was just because I couldn't really tell how the smaller size bag would look on me. So as you can see here, there is about a 2-inch difference here in the height, which is really where you see the main difference in the dimensions. So the Echo is 16 liters, and the GORUCK GR1, this smaller version, is 21 liters. I opted to go with the smaller version just because I thought it would fit me better. But as you can see, one is a little bit taller than the other. And although that's the most obvious difference, there are a few extra differences which I wanted to point out. I'm not going to be going into too much depth into the individual features of each bag because they overlap quite a bit. They're very similar. Just in some instances, the Echo just has a kind of a smaller version of a similar feature. So I really want to just call attention to the things that are very different among the bags. And besides the size, obviously, the first thing that I want to mention is just the difference in the Molle webbing. You know, the GORUCK line is really well known for that Molle webbing and just how you can customize the bag with a lot of different extra accessories like pouches and the field pockets that GORUCK sells. And so they both have that. However, the Echo offers less. They offer less ways to customize the bag. So as you can see, the GR1 has webbing along the side on both sides, and then it has 3 rows of webbing on the front. The Echo, on the other hand, doesn't offer any webbing on the side, and it only has 2 rows on the front, which is natural since it's, you know, a lot shorter than the GR1. It makes sense to cut a row off here, and it's a little bit thinner than the GR1. So as you can see, the Echo has a lot less space on its side for the Molle webbing, but it still looks like it would fit. So I wish that they had included Molle on the Echo on the side. One of the main reasons being that it's really useful to be able to attach a water bottle pocket. So you'll see later on in the video when I go through the internal contents of the bag, you can fit the water bottle inside, but if you want a little bit of extra space or a little bit more flexibility in what you can carry, if you want to carry an umbrella or a tripod or something, they sell a lot of different Molle compatible water pouches. So I have one right here that I purchased on Amazon. It's about $10. GORUCK has their own versions of these pouches, which may be a little bit better quality. This is pretty sturdy. I haven't had any issues so far. Maybe the GORUCK ones are a little bit better quality, but they cost about twice as much. So if you're already investing a lot in these bags, so if you're trying to save money somewhere, the accessories may be a good place to do it. And so it's really nice to be able to attach this to the side of the GR1. As I mentioned, you can hold a water bottle, it can hold an umbrella, a tripod, and unfortunately you don't really have that option on the Echo, so there's nothing here to attach it with. It's really sad to not be able to have that extra bit of flexibility in how you can customize the bag. As far as the Molle webbing on the front of the bag, the pouch that I use is this pocket from Orca, I believe, Orca Tactical, and I'll make sure to link that below as well. And this is a really great Molle compatible pouch. It costs about $16 on Amazon. So again, I think the field pockets from GORUCK can be anywhere from $25 to $60, or depending on the size you get. So this one at $15 is, it's a really easy way to save money. It doesn't feel as probably heavy as one of the GORUCK field pockets, and it probably doesn't offer as many pockets. I know those kind of open flat and they have a lot of extra zippers and stuff so to organize everything. So you do have a little bit of a trade-off for the price, but for my purposes this is more than enough, and it helps me organize both the inside of the bag and give it a little bit of extra storage if I just want to keep things on the outside. And so this pouch fits both the GR1 and the Echo. So on the front, it just adds a little bit of extra organization. And even on the smaller Echo, which only has the 2 rows of Molle, it still fits well. And if you really want to save a little bit of money and go with the Echo is about $60 cheaper than the GR1. And you want to have a little bit of extra space since this bag is smaller, you can go ahead and attach this to the front, and that's an easy way to add a little bit more storage and a little bit more organization to the bag. Just going around the rest of the bag, the look of the bags themselves are very similar. They both have kind of this front slant pocket here, which is good for holding a notebook, or I keep my iPad in here, and you can keep your accessories. There's a lot of different stuff that you can fit in here. A lot of people complain that when the bag is filled out completely, it gets a little bit tricky to use this, and I think that's definitely true, especially on the Echo. It can get really tricky to fit something in and get it out when the bag is full. But the pockets themselves are pretty similar. The backpack straps on both of these bags are very comfortable. They're very padded, as you would expect from a GORUCK bag. And they both have the Molle webbing if you want to attach, things with carabiners, or if you want to add a sternum strap or something. So that's really useful. The big difference that I noticed is that on the Echo, the straps are thinner. So you can see that they're not too much thinner, but there is a difference in the width of the 2 backpacks, which is okay. I don't think you could ever actually fill the Echo have to make it uncomfortable to wear the backpack with these straps. But if you're going to be carrying a little bit more weight, or you have a broader frame, the thicker backpack straps are nicer in my opinion. I think it's a little bit more comfortable to wear the GR1. It just suits my shoulders a little bit better. The laptop compartments for both of these bags are surprisingly similar. I would have thought that the Echo would struggle to hold anything larger than a 13-inch, and it's really meant to hold a 13-inch MacBook Pro at most, I think. But just from fitting in my own 13-inch, I have the Retina 13-inch MacBook Pro, and when I put it in, it looks like there's still a good amount of space left over. So I think you could maybe even fit a 15-inch MacBook Pro or a 15-inch thinner laptop. And then on the GR1, of course, you have plenty of space to fit in up to a 15-inch laptop. So, it's just really impressive how the Echo was designed to really make the most of its limited space. So that's really cool. So moving on to the inside of the bag, they're actually really similar. They both have kind of that, they open up completely flat to make packing easier. So right now the Echo right here is empty, as you can see. And then the GR1 will open as well. This one is currently full, as it's the one I've been testing out as my day bag for a few days now. And as far as the inside, As you can see, the difference is, you know, about 2 inches. So very similarly organized on the inside. They both have the 2 pockets on the front flap, and then both of them have the mesh pocket on the bottom. And you know, the one on the GR1 is a little bit taller, but as far as the number of pockets, it's all the same. The interesting thing is I was actually able to fit the exact same amount of things in both of these bags. I probably have a little bit of leftover space in the GR1, so if I wanted to add 1 or 2 more things, I could probably squeeze it in there, whereas with the Echo, I really packed it out to its fullest capacity. But I was able to fit everything that I needed to for daily use in the Echo, so that was really interesting to see. But just going through what I've managed to pack in here, it's really similar to the items that I demonstrated in prior EDC bag videos that I've done. So it's pretty much the stuff that I carry with me every day to the office or when I'm walking around the city. So just going through it 1 pocket at a time. The top pocket here is kind of a quick access pocket. When you have the bag fully closed and you just open it, this is the easiest pocket to reach, so it's where I keep things that I want to grab quickly. So I would put my phone charger in there, I have my sunglasses in there, maybe a portable battery. In the bottom pocket, I put things that I wouldn't use quite as often, but because it's harder to reach in and grab them, it's harder to see unless you lay the bag open flat. So, but it does open from the top, so you can reach in. So if I need to grab my laptop charger, it's there. And then I also have my the extension cord for the laptop charger. If like one of the outlets is not close enough, I just typically bust this out. And then in the main compartment, I have everything else just kind of thrown in there. So I have my Bag Smart organizer for all my electronics, and then I have a book I'm reading. I have the Lean Startup here, really interesting book. Recommend that for sure. And then I have another pouch. This one's from Incase. It just organizes a few random things that I have. It has portable batteries, a hard drive, some extension cables, so just everything that I don't want kind of floating around. Keeps it in one place. As I mentioned earlier, I actually have the water bottle inside the bag. If I wanted to use it outside, if I wanted to have a little bit more space in the bag, I would attach the Molle water pouch that I purchased to the outside, but for now, I wanted to keep kind of a cleaner look to the bag, so I didn't attach that. I just put the water bottle inside. And then I also have this Molle pouch that I was showing earlier to just add a little bit of extra organization to the bag. I can actually attach this to the top. The inside of the GR1 has 3 rows of Molle webbing on the inside, and so this attaches nicely there, and this just gives me another kind of quick access pocket. So if I don't want to lay the bag down flat, I can reach in and grab it, and it just helps keep everything kind of organized and in its place. The one kind of negative that I noticed about using the Molle webbing with the pouches inside the bag is that it makes it very difficult to use this sleeve that it has. So this sleeve is meant to hold a water bladder, and it has the opening here for the hose to go through. But I also use it for my folders. So I have just a folder for my documents here, and then I also have just a moleskin notebook. So and that stretches out, and it's really a nice pocket to just keep your thinner items still. You can actually put a tablet in here as well. Probably it's not super padded, but it'll keep it there. But the problem is if you have the pouch attached, it's really hard to reach in and pull things out of this pocket without bending them or having to just kind of muscle it out. It doesn't come out smoothly when this pouch is attached, so that's something to keep in mind. As I mentioned, the Echo has very similar organizational options. As you can see here in the footage, I have actually been able to fit all the same items that I just described for the GR1. So, the organizers, the book, the water bottle, the folder, the notebook, the charger, everything is kind of the same. And you can see it's pretty packed in there. There's not a lot of free space left to use, but it does in fact fit. One of the main differences inside the Echo is that it actually only has 2 rows of Molle webbing as opposed to the GR1, which has that 3rd row. Again, I don't really think it makes too big of a difference if you're using the any of the pouches. Just using 1 or 2 of the rows is enough. And this bag suffers from the same issue as the GR1, where if you actually use the Molle webbing to attach a pouch, it's going to make it nearly impossible to use the little pocket that it has for magazines or for your tablet or whatever. You can't pull things out. So if I was going to be using the Echo on a day-to-day basis, I probably wouldn't attach this pouch with the webbing. I'd still use it, it fits in there, but I'd just keep it loose so that I could take it out and then pull whatever I needed to out of this flap if I was using that. So not a huge deal, definitely not a deal breaker, but just something to keep in mind if you're planning on using this to attach pouches or anything like that. Overall, I was really impressed with both the Echo and the GR1. They're both really comfortable to wear, they look very durable, they hold a surprising amount of stuff considering they're not really that big. The Echo comes in at about 16 liters and the GR1, smaller version, is 21 liters. So these aren't huge bags, not to mention they have a slimmer profile, so they hug your back pretty well. But I was able to fit everything that I would typically use on a daily basis into both of these bags. After wearing the two bags, I really determined that the Echo looked a little bit small on me. Even though it managed to hold everything that I needed it to, it just felt a little bit small, and then when I looked at myself in the mirror, I didn't really like the way it looked on my back. It looked just like I was wearing something that was too small for me. But it's still a really great bag. I also didn't like how the Echo doesn't actually have side Molle webbing, and how it has fewer rows of webbing on the inside and the outside, which make it a little bit more difficult to take advantage of the customization options that the Molle webbing is supposed to offer. But overall, both bags are great. They're both a little bit on the pricier side, especially for a daily bag. If you know, obviously you pay what you get. Obviously, you get what you pay for, and these bags both come with a lifetime warranty, and they're rated to hold about 400 pounds. And you know, from everywhere that I've read, GORUCK bags just have incredible quality, and just with my experience with the GR2, I can say that that's very true. So if you're looking for something that's going to last you for the rest of your life pretty much, it's definitely worth the price. If you're looking to save a little bit of money, the Echo is about $60 cheaper than the GR1. So even though the Echo still comes in at about $235, which is not cheap at all, it's still $60 cheaper than the GR1. So if you don't mind the smaller size, or if this size just happens to suit you better, that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. But other than that, they're both great options for just a daily carry, for holding your essentials to go to and from the office or walking around the city. They're going to be very comfortable to wear, they're going to last a long time, and I definitely recommend either one of them. So if you guys found this comparison useful, please go ahead and leave us a like below. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe below so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.